The auction yard stank of dust, sweat, and cheap whiskey. Men laughed too loudly, tossing coins like scraps to dogs. She stood barefoot on the crate, wrists raw from rope, chin lifted in defiance though her knees trembled. Bruises darkened her arms, but her eyes burned, sharp, unbroken. When the auctioneer grabbed her jaw and forced her face toward the crowd, something inside her snapped. "You'll regret this," she said, her voice low but clear, slicing through the noise. A few men jeered. One spat. Bids barely rose. $1. Silence. 2. The cowboy's voice was calm, steady, almost bored. Heads turned.
This
He
is
didn't
our
grin.
moment.
He didn't boast. He simply met her eyes. She stared back, hatred blazing. She expected cruelty. She expected ownership. When the gavel slammed, the crowd lost interest instantly, already hunting for the next piece of flesh. As she was shoved forward, she whispered again, venomous and certain, "I won't obey you." The cowboy didn't flinch. He just nodded once, as if accepting a challenge long overdue. They walked away from the yard together, the rope still between them. She yanked against it, stumbling on purpose, daring him to pull, to strike, to prove her right. He didn't. Instead, he loosened the rope and draped his coat over her shoulders without a word. That confused her more than violence ever could. "Don't pretend you're different," she snapped. "Men like you always want something." He paused, looking out toward the open land, his voice rough but controlled. "I didn't buy you to own you." She laughed bitterly. "Then why pay at all?" He didn't answer. At camp, he handed her food and stepped back, keeping distance, watching the tree line instead of her body. She noticed his hands, scarred, steady, never reaching. That night, as the fire crackled, she sharpened her words like knives, ready to fight, ready to wound. But he only spoke once, quietly. "You don't have to trust me. Just stay alive tonight." Her anger had nowhere to land, and that frightened her more than chains. Days passed on the trail. She tested him constantly, refusing orders, walking off path, daring him to raise his voice. He never did. When she collapsed from exhaustion, he carried her without comment, setting her down gently like something precious. When riders appeared on the horizon, she braced herself, knowing she'd be handed back, traded again. Instead, he stepped in front of her, gun low but ready. "She's under my protection," he said, steel beneath the calm. After they rode away, she exploded. "Why?" she shouted. "Why keep risking yourself?" He finally turned, eyes dark with old pain. "Because someone once paid for me too," he said. And no one stood up. The truth hit her harder than any blow. Her defiance cracked, just a little, enough for doubt to seep in. That night, she cried silently, hating herself for feeling anything at all. When they reached his land, she expected a cage. Instead, he cut the rope and placed the knife in her hand. "You're free," he said. "Stay if you want. Leave if you don't." Her fingers trembled around the handle. Freedom felt heavier than chains. She searched his face for lies and found none. Slowly, she lowered the blade. "I said you'd regret this," she whispered. He gave a tired smile. "Maybe I already do." She looked back once at the long road behind her, then at the man who refused to break her. For the first time, she chose to stay, not because she was bought, but because she was finally seen.